Welcome to Sweeping the Country, the January something-teenth edition. I don't know where are we? 18th, 17th? Somewhere. We're in January.
I have no idea.
That's terrible. We don't even know. But I'll tell you what, Jimmy, it's cold out there.
Yeah, that's what's our minds are frozen. You know,
Yeah, no kidding.
When you get to the deep south and the temperature, like in Nashville this morning, was -1.
That's
The
cold.
temperature, not the wind chill.
Yeah.
That's cold.
For Nashville,
That's
it's
cold.
cold for anybody. But, I mean, how does Nashville deal with that? Because they're not used to that.
Just completely shuts down.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, even in Birmingham, where the temperature was much warmer, but we're talking still 10, 12, 15.
Yeah, very cold. Yeah.
That type of thing. They closed up. Everything was pretty much closed.
Wow.
Waffle houses were open, and I think Cracker Barrel was open.
Way to
That's
go,
right.
Waffle House and Cracker
But I mean,
Barrel.
some of those people, but most everything else shut down. People at home.
Did you
that
get
type of thing.
any precipitation with that, or just plain cold?
Very little,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
enough where, you just don't know this black ice. I don't care what kind of driver. I love the macho people. I can drive in this.
Right.
It's no good. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are
Or what you're
Nobody
driving.
drives on ice.
No,
No one can drive on ice.
No, you're right about that. I mean, it's so funny because, yes, you get great traction. I have four-wheel drive everything, right? All my vehicles are four-wheel
But
drive.
not on ice.
No, on ice. Well, and the other thing people don't think about is, yes, you can go, but can you stop? No.
Right.
It
That's
doesn't-
that's the deal.
it's
So you
crazy.
have all these 18-wheelers out there that, just say they think they're bigger than everybody else. And they were folding up like, cheap toys
Yeah.
and blocking interstates. And
Ugh.
that was going on everywhere and it has gone on. So, yeah, it's winter and it's expected.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then all this, just everything else that's out there this winter, the news, how the year is starting out is so interesting. I mean, for example, you had the Secretary of Defense that had prostate problems, God bless him.
But he wouldn't
And
tell
he went
anybody.
to the hospital and didn't tell anybody.
Nobody.
And even and even the president didn't ask. So
Right.
that's even a bigger question.
Right.
He hadn't talked to the Secretary of Defense in days and days and days.
Yeah.
That's kind of odd. We're at war and we got half the army out there doing stuff. Weird. You would have. That's just.
I would agree.
Weird.
And on top of it, the person that was filling in, right? If I were filling in for you, and then I decided to go on vacation and not tell you, and nobody
It's just
talked to
there's
any
just
radio station,
A lot of weird stuff going on up there.
Very strange.
And then it turns out King Charles is going to undergo surgery for prostate.
Yeah, and that's public as heck. Everybody knows about that, right? Well, at least we just said it. So I mean, the media.
So that's kind of a big,
yeah,
big drama
sure
for
it
him.
is.
That,
Sure it
and
is.
then the Princess of Wales hospitalized for weeks with abdominal surgery.
Isn't that
Anytime
nuts?
they're cutting on your stomach, that's always
Yeah.
nasty.
Well,
It's
how old is
nostalgia.
she now? She's got
She's
a
not very old.
Princess of Wales. You got Siri. I got Siri. How old is the Princess of
we-
Wales? Let's see.
42.
Okay, that's too young for that.
Planned abdominal surgery
Okay.
for what?
Mhm.
So I'm sure it's got some kind of, who knows? I'm not going to guess on that. But anyway, so that's going on. And between the cold, and then you got that.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these, the sports has gone, it's been made me just sad sports
Oh
headlines this
gosh, I
year. My
forgot
Coach
about
Saban
that.
Is
Ah.
gone. It's the end of the world for me and Alabama fans.
Well, wait.
And
Now
the
I
new
got
coach is great. I mean, the Washington coach,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine, but I mean, anytime you just
Let me
you
ask
don't
you
want to
something.
follow anybody like that.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I would rather follow the guy that I can't remember his name, who was Washington, who got the job, but I would rather follow him than Saban.
Oh yeah,
I mean, geez,
Oh, yeah.
Saban has the best record ever, and you're stepping in. No matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough. It just isn't. I don't care. You have to
even down to the wife. I mean, this poor woman who's coming down there as the coach's wife has to compete with the image of what Miss Terry had done, and she was an unbelievable support fixture and had so much to do with morale and charity work and everything else.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I'd
just
hope they're paying him a fortune. I really do, because he's going to go through a lot. The
Yeah, he's
coach.
going to go through a lot. So that's going on. Then all my NFL teams are down.
Mm.
I'm already done.
Is it
We're not
time
even-
to? Can I get you to switch over to be a 49er fan yet? I mean, come on.
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
Jimmy, come on. You got
I'm right now. What's left is Buffalo.
Okay.
That's all I got
can
left.
respect. They're
And
playing
I'm
great.
not heavily into them, but
Yeah.
I do like them, and I've got some interest in that. But my Miami team, Well, Tennessee and Atlanta were always my teams early on, and they've been gone. They're
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Even the Cowboys
Ugh,
did nothing.
it was
So,
awful. Yeah, it was awful. I mean, I kind of look at it now. I think the Ravens are probably one of the best teams. And the Chiefs, you can never count the
they
Chiefs
really
out.
are. They are probably one of the best teams. Chiefs don't seem to be firing on all eight
No,
cylinders.
you're right about that. But Mahomes is
They
always
seem to be struggling just to get through every game.
yeah, and somehow they make it. I don't know how, but Mahomes is just that wild card. You just never know. I mean, he can win it, be down 20 and win it in 15 minutes and who knows. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting. We got another weekend of football.
We'll know about that this weekend,
Yeah,
probably.
no doubt. No doubt.
Going forward. But, so that's been a lot of churn in the sports world. In the news world, politics, Iowa went as Iowa was expected to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Then now you're in New Hampshire this coming week, and I don't think there's any surprises coming up there either. And, Trump is just continuing to, thumb his nose at a lot of this. But, NBC and CNN, now they angered a lot of people this past week. Trump was doing his victory speech in Iowa, and they wouldn't run it. They showed it behind them. They said, we are not going to run this because he doesn't tell the truth. It's not for them to decide.
I agree with you. And there was something else interesting about this whole thing. There was another debate coming up, and they want Trump to be at the debate, right? I mean, we're down to Nikki Haley, DeSantis, and Trump, and they want Trump to be there. Trump's not going to be there. So now Nikki Haley and DeSantis both say, hey, we're not doing it. So now all of a sudden this debate is off the table completely. Trump doesn't care because he's ahead by 30%. He's smoking the other two. And I don't know whether the news agencies or the networks or whatever you call them have lost their, I don't know what you call it, but the ability to pull them in and say, hey, you better do this debate. They're just kind of saying
nobody can tell Trump what to do, and so they're not. And Biden is doing the old Rose Garden strategy that Nixon did when he was near the end. He hide. And if you hide, no one and never come outside. No one can get you.
Right.
So stay in the Rose Garden. Stay in the White House. Have meetings there.
I'd never heard that. I love that.
It's just Biden is just really come on.
Yeah.
Trump is the same way, and I saw pictures, and I'm sure Trump did not want this out.
Yeah.
But someone had a camera going when he came back to the hotel on the Iowa caucus.
And how did he look? I didn't see that.
And he looked rough. I mean, but anyone would have.
Yeah.
We'd all looked rough, but we're not used to seeing Trump rough. He's always kept that out of he was shuffling and just looked like he was,
beat down.
But anybody would after a day like that, with all the pressures that he's gone under and speeches and ups and downs and all that. You just, oh my God, aren't you sometimes where you could just sleep, standing up next to the wall?
I did it the other day.
That's where I think he was the other night.
Yeah.
When they walked him in back there, but it did make me think, ooh, he is not a young pup.
Yeah.
And what if something happens to him? Now, the number two person for him, if this is where this came from, I don't even know.
Yeah, nobody's hurt. He said he chose his.
It's not going to be any of these people. They've all nuked themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
The ones running against him. How about Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
Yeah.
Who's the governor of Arkansas, who's his press secretary, who he loves, who got elected Arkansas. She's a tough woman. And I like that. I personally could get behind, that kind of person.
Yeah, I like her too.
Because if something happened to him, she'd be, she's strong. She could do whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think he said a while back, he said he's chose somebody. It's nobody that's running now. And I think it would be wise if he took a female vice president. I think that's a good move. I think
he has to.
Yeah.
I think he has to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
It can't be two white men running. There's just no way. No way. But it isn't going to matter if Michelle Obama runs in the place of Biden.
That is true. And I think we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast, but I think that is an ace in the hole. The question for me or for you from me would be, does she want to do it? Does she feel like it's enough of her duty to get the Democrats to have this ace in the hole? Or because she's pretty negative. When you see her do interviews, she's pretty adamant about, I don't want to do that. Oh, please. Or is she just playing the game?
Well, I don't think it's her. I think it's the machine that
Yeah.
would have her come up there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hand you the presidency right into your lap.
Yeah.
And she might say, okay, maybe she doesn't want to work that hard. Maybe she doesn't want
That's
to
what I mean. I don't
go
know. Yeah.
through that. You
Yeah.
know,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
see any hunger there. I'm just saying if she would be like Oprah, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
Oprah could maybe get elected, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're electing. It's a figurehead if you're doing that. You really are admitting that it's just a figurehead job.
I kind of feel like where we are in politics, whoever gets elected is a figurehead job. We've kind of gotten to that point. Although I will say this, and I'm not pro or against or trying to, thump the drum or anything like that. I will say this with Trump, you felt like he was making some of the decisions, right? He was driving the ship, or steering the ship. I don't feel that way with Biden at all. Whether it's good or bad, I don't feel like he's the one steering the ship. I don't know if Trump was or not. I'm just assuming it felt like maybe like when Reagan was president, or even if you go back to Clinton, Bill Clinton, they both felt like they were driving the car. But when I look at Biden, I think, how could he possibly be driving the car? I just don't see how he is. I mean, it's hard to get through a sentence. And I don't mean that as a huge knock or anything.
No, I mean, it's just, again, his age. I feel bad.
I think so, too. I think so, too.
But I'm not, then sometimes you'll see him right when you think he doesn't know what day it is.
He's sharp.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, maybe that was all a bunch of baloney. It's just, maybe it wasn't anything to that.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
This has not been, the year is what, 2 weeks old now?
Yeah, boy, 3 weeks.
We've had a lot of stuff going in the year already. Electric car owners dealing with cold weather. The vehicles won't charge, and some of them are just dead, and just all that stuff.
Why, Jimmy? Why? Can I just ask this? I saw this story. Where did it come out? I don't know where it came out. Chicago or something like that, where they were temporarily leaving their cars because they couldn't even get them to take a charge after 3 hours.
Chicago, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. But why didn't they go a little softer on the whole thing and go, hey, let's do hybrid cars first? Let's do a part battery.
There must be some reason. The obvious thing to do all through this is to have done the hybrid thing.
Yeah, progress. You take little baby steps.
But there must be something that we don't know that makes that a bad idea.
I don't know, but I have a hybrid, and I like it. I don't dislike it. It's it's a car that has 400 horsepower and it gets 32 miles to the gallon. I mean, that's great. It's fun to drive. It's fast. It gets good fuel economy. I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, and I know like a Prius or something like that is even better than what I'm driving.
My new one does not get good gas mileage, and I don't know if it's because it's new. I think if I'm trying to remember if new cars just get bad gas mileage.
I don't know. I haven't had a new car in a long time.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've had one, but this is a new car, like 300 miles on it at this point, and I'm getting 15, 16 miles per gallon, which is not good.
No, that's kind of, but it's a big rig, right? I mean, it's a big vehicle.
It's an SUV. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe.
I don't know.
It's safe. You can speak to that.
It is safe. It is, Lord mercy, it is safe.
It is safe.
But the world is cold, and this is the time of year people go to Hawaii. This is a great time of year to go there.
By the way, I'm thinking about that.
Go to Mexico.
I'm thinking about that in March, so I'll keep you posted about taking a week.
We'll be way into winter by that point. Everybody's really sick.
That's when I need to go to Maui.
By the time that comes out, yeah.
I'll remind you. I'll keep you posted. But yeah, people travel right now, and I never used to get that until I lived in a place that was cold, and now I get it. I understand it completely. You got to get away.
I love crazy stories. I just happened to see this one. Top sex therapist arrested after biting attendant. The plane turned. Apparently, an American man forced a Seattle-bound Japanese flight to turn around on Tuesday night, going to Tokyo.
What?
But
a sex therapist? What?
Flight attendant.
What?
Top addiction therapist accused of biting a flight attendant's arm in drunken rage.
Oh my God!
Perp walked out of Japan Haneda Airport.
It's always alcohol. There's always alcohol involved. You ever notice?
55-year-old Michael Travis Halyard. It's not he's a local either. Left his flight, ANA Airline jet. I told investigators he took sleeping pills, doesn't recall anything, antics on the flight, which left the host is mildly injured. So
I wonder if they'll see each other again.
he's biting people. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, I just don't. It's just the world. Amazon. Oh yeah, Amazon. Do you see where your Amazon Prime?
Is it going up?
I can't remember shows I watch on there. I think Bosch was on there.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
But I have and do watch stuff on Prime. They're going to add commercials on January 29th.
Sure, yeah, because you gotta make more money if you just add the commercials, and we're all willing to pay for it and take the commercials. Why not? It's funny, that whole pay-per-view thing on Prime Plus, or not Prime, Paramount Plus. You have Paramount Plus, but I didn't. So the Dolphins Kansas City game, you watched it probably and had no problem. I couldn't watch it.
Because I paid for Peacock. That was a Peacock thing.
Yeah, Peacock. I couldn't watch it because I don't have that unless I bought it, right? So now they're trying to figure out, and they say, oh, well, these guys can't. Peacock came out so great on this because 23 million people paid to watch it. And I thought, no, some people I know like you already had Peacock, so you didn't pay. You normally pay, but how many new people paid? So I'm waiting to see the results. I was wondering if you knew if they came out okay on that or not. I thought they paid like
123, 26, but I think in a PR way they didn't come out well, but we'll see how that goes.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
At the end of the day, I think, at some point, Congress, that can't seem to do anything. They really are.
Yeah, they are.
Bad news bears, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are going to have to address college football because it's dissolving.
The NIL. They got to talk about the NIL.
They're going to have to deal with issues like all these issues like that too.
Yeah, no, I agree. And for some reason, and I don't know why, maybe because it was worldwide, there were no regulations set forth on the internet either. And that's another thing. There's just nothing. The FCC on radio, television, broadcast has been set up forever. They've had rules forever on what you could put on TV, what you can say on the radio.
Rules for everything. I mean, Food and Drug Administration.
Right.
You can't go out there and just create a food.
Right.
You can't have Derrick sandwiches, worldwide.
Well, you can, just not outside your kitchen, but yeah. No, but you're right. So why the internet was just given carte blanche? I don't know. I mean,
they had some powerful people up there holding people's hands.
That's true. I forgot
the Facebook people.
I forgot Al Gore invented it.
The Microsoft people, Microsoft people must have been very powerful.
Wasn't Al Gore one of the guys that invented it? At least he said he was. So that probably, he's powerful.
Looking back on it, everybody made fun of him about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
If he'd gotten his way and they'd gotten it done, we'd have been better off.
If
he had just had internet everywhere, put in everywhere.
That's true.
Make it like utility, like it's power.
That's true. That is true. Maybe he would have regulated it. I mean, maybe there would have been some regulations. Because look at the power companies; they're regulated. They all have regulations.
Just they are.
The internet.
There's the Federal Power Administration. I think there's a bureaucracy for everything.
Everything.
Except the internet, which is just allowed to, have donkeys dating cats and whatever they want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, anything goes.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Wild West for sure. No doubt about it.
And in sports, there are things that could get kicked in, but this whole college thing now where they can be paid to play and transfer portals and all this stuff, the pros can't do it.
Well,
but obviously, the colleges can.
Look at I can't remember his name. It's Deion Sanders' son, playing for Colorado, right? He makes something like $5 million to play college ball. He has a $5 million a year income. He's one of the highest paid college players. It was last year. I don't know about this next year. But you think about some of the NFL players don't make that coming in.
No.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
And I don't know. The whole thing, I mean, we've just got so many, the issues we should be dealing with, we're not. And the issues like immigration, and the fact you've got millions of people in the country that have clogged up the schools and the hospitals and everything else.
Yeah, right.
And we can't seem to even want to even think about trying to deal with that subject matter. We've cut off almost every newspaper that there ever was and replaced it with TikTok and whatever half-ass thing there is that people are reading the news with. It's so screwed up. I mean, you don't know how to unscrew it. Yeah, if you did have a new president come in, what did you accomplish? You killed off the post office. The post office is just about gone.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And what a great working machine it was.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, you think
for the
about
most
that.
part. The fact you could put in a nickel and send something across the country to your house,
and in 3 days,
amazing.
It was there. It was there. I mean,
generally got there.
Yeah,
of course they're not perfect, but to not try to cover with somebody's job had to have been when people started sending out all these emails.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they not put a tax on the email on some very small amount, 0.00001? And it was still giving them some revenue to keep the post office alive.
Well, I mean, it kind of falls into that same MO for government agencies. They're so slow to react. Why didn't they deliver packages? Why didn't the U.S. government, the post office, partner up with Amazon to deliver the packages when it first started? They had no vision. They had no, but UPS, they certainly did. FedEx, they certainly did. Those people made tons of money when shipping by ordering online came into play, and the post office way behind.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has been fined 35,000 euros after being detained at a Munich airport and quizzed under the tax law over an unregistered luxury watch he was planning to auction. He had to pay half of the customs fee in cash. How much? Hey, Alexa, how does a euro compare to the dollar?
It looks like it's almost equal.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, €1 is the equivalent of $1.11 US dollars.
Okay.
You have a new notification.
Not now.
You want to hear it?
No. I do. Yes. What? Yeah. So it used to be like 168 or something like that. So it's come way down. So that's like $38,000. That's to him it's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I guess he could just withdraw that at the teller.
He might have just wrote a check or ATM or maybe Apple Pay. I don't know.
His 49-year-old girlfriend, Heather Milligan, and a friend, both of whom had accompanied him, were not allowed to go to the bank with him.
How old is he? Is he 80?
76.
I mean, I'll just say this.
I don't want a 49-year-old girlfriend.
I'm not going to ask why. I am not going to.
I mean, but he's Arnold.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's Arnold.
I'll be back.
He's back. No doubt about it. Well,
anyway, so that's our story. It's just we're in that winter, disheveled, crazy stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, listen, before I let you go, you got your car, right? You got a new car or a replacement car? So you're back on four wheels and everything's hunky-dory, yeah?
Everything's great.
Okay, good.
Just trying to do paperwork and get the details out, finish all that up.
Well, pretty soon AI will be able to do that for you. You won't have to worry about it.
There you go.
Just something else
my butt.
to think about as we wrap it up here on Sweeping the Country. Until next week, I'm Derek Walker. He is.
All right, I'm Jimmy Carter.
Good day.
Good day.